How would it feel to have a thriving fitness business and have the freedom to enjoy life at the fullest? Well, that is exactly what the Trainer Revenue Multiplier Show is going to give you. My name is Matthew Park. This is Jaime Filer.
Hey guys.
And we are here to serve.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Trainer Revenue Multiplier podcast. As always, I am your host, Jaime Filer, but today I am your co-host because Matthew Park really deserves the recognition here. How are you doing, sir?
I get to share a podcast with the phenomenal Filer. I am excited because I can see your definition coming out of your shoulders, Jaime. You're, just crushing it, man. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. It's great to be here. And I'm so excited to dive in. That was, I'm always lit up after the group coaching calls because number one, we've got some phenomenal people in our program who have some phenomenal questions. But as you know, we retain information 80% better when we teach it than when we learn it. So I feel like every time I hop on a group coaching call, I become a better coach for everyone in TRM.
I agree. It's like we're learning, absorbing, teaching, and then also helping others.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing. Yeah.
I love it. And you're traveling as always.
As always. Yep. Coming to you from yet another background, yet another hotel room.
Somewhere in the world, Father is somewhere either in North America or maybe European soon. Actually, European is Ross soon.
Yeah. About 6 more weeks. Yeah. I won't be coming to you from Greece, but I will be in Greece.
I'm excited to hear how that goes. That sounds like a phenomenal wedding. So cannot wait to hear how it goes.
Absolutely. So what we are talking about today, Matthew, is something both of us are intimately familiar with, honestly, from all of the careers we've had, which have involved both products and services. But at the end of the day, we've essentially always had clients, even with your energy drink business. Like you had clients who were taken on a journey. So what made you want to pick this topic for the podcast?
Awesome question, Jaime. I think it's because I've seen what we've done in our own business, TRM, with you, with Isaac, with myself, with Tanny, Laurent, our leaders, and how we've improved our own business and also how you improved your own business too, and how important it's been for the client journey to keep improving internally, not just externally, to help retention, to help clients rave about you, to help them share what's going on positively within our own businesses.
Yep. Perfect. And if you don't have an exceptional client journey, then what's the point of a business? You're constantly, what do they say in terms of even just looking at margins and finances? It costs more to bring in a new client than it does to keep a client happy.
Yeah.
So let's focus on keeping our clients happy.
Agreed. And we both know, James, that, sometimes clients come in that there's the odd person that isn't quite a fit, which is totally fine. That happens in business. Yeah. But if 95% are like, this is our ideal client, those 5% sneak in, which is going to happen in your business, right?
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's start at the beginning because a journey like any other begins with a single step, begins with a first step. So what would you say is the first step to crafting an impactful client journey?
I have a question.
Okay.
How do we want them to feel?
Yeah.
When it comes to when they see us in social media, when they come to a call, when they see our email or SMS, when they come into our Filer Fitness community calls, when they're getting a program delivered from you or Katie or your team, how do we want to make them feel?
I love that. So I would combine that. So, okay, essentially what you're saying is that client journey begins before you even interact with a client.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this speaks to your core values. It speaks to, sounds like your branding a little bit as well. And overall feeling. I really love that. Okay. So we have a vibe.
Correct.
You have a vibe. You know what it is you want to bring. Let's say warmth. Let's say compassion-based coaching. Let's say lots of screen time. Those are the three things, like FaceTime. Like you want your clients to know your face or the face of your coaches. There are no smoke screens. There are no hidden anything. Everything is transparent.
Correct.
Now what do we do?
Get them results.
Obviously. Fair.
But I love it, Jane, because, you look at the evolution of your business, is such a beautiful example. Your own personal journey is remarkable of where you've come from over all the years in your own business, right? Bodybuilding.com, Muscle Insider, competing. Now you're doing CrossFit. Now you're doing bodybuilding. Now you're running this 7-figure business called Filer Fitness. Now you're like a key mentor and coach in TRM for almost 5 years.
Yeah.
There's a perception when someone comes in. So for example, we've analyzed all of the prospects coming in TRM in the last while, like how long it takes somebody to say yes.
Yeah.
Right? And we've noticed it's anywhere from 1 to 3 months for them to research us, absorb our information, watch our podcasts, see our stuff. Like, okay, I trust these guys.
Yeah.
They're the real deal.
Yep.
And also testimonials and success stories of what people are telling about us. So that's why that question, I think, is, like you said, Jamie, you might get the odd person that all of a sudden buys today, but they usually have seen Filer somewhere in their journey. Right? Yeah.
I love that. Okay. So another thing I will add, and guys, I promise I feel like we just keep pulling the arrow back and back and back, and the people listening are like, freaking launch it already. But guys, there's so much that goes into a client journey on the back end. This just came to me. Think of it as a party, Matthew. You don't just, okay, so it's 12:19. I can't just decide that at 12:30, I'm going to host a party in my hotel room and I'm going to go downstairs and tell everyone at the conference about it.
True.
Because I don't have any music ready. I don't have snacks. I don't know how many people are going to come. So I can't get enough snacks. I don't have drinks. I don't have enough. I only have one bathroom in my hotel room. So there's no infrastructure to support 250 people coming. Your business is the same. In order for a client to have a great time at your party, you have to make sure there's chips, dip, fun music, other great people that they're going to vibe with, and obviously enough bathrooms.
Bathrooms is really important.
Bathrooms are so important. Again, like people can't have a good time if you're like constantly bopping around being like, hey, are you good? Is there anything you need? Have it all set up in advance so that as soon as they come walking in your door, they're like, hey, what a vibe. This is so fun.
Oh, Jamie, that's such a good example. I think that summed up everything in systems, basically.
Oh, 100%, 100%. So I guess if we're talking practically speaking, as opposed to a party, making sure, your onboarding email and sequence is set up. Your contract for your client is transparent. You have as many payment methods as possible available to your client, whether that's like credit card, debit card, direct deposit, or a payment plan option, right? So every link you send them works. The videos that you send them work, right? No Arrow 404 BS. That's essentially the chips, the dip, the music, the lighting of your party before people come in.
What you share, so for guys, Jamie actually is the detail queen. I call her detail queen because she's the best at seeing where those things can be. And I love your analogy of the party because that really allowed me visually to see the systems, like you said. Yeah. But like, I love how you talked about, have you maybe, for example, audited your party or audited your process to see, is everything working? Yeah. You might think, oh, it's working great. Then you go through, like you said, there's a 404 on one of your links, or something got redirected. And things can go into spam folder. I get that. But maybe in your SMS, say, hey, check your spam folder if the email to your spam folder instead.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You were going to say something.
Last piece is, so have you added, or could you add possibly a video connection, right, into the experience for how to make them feel? So they already get emails and SMSs. That's step number one, almost like a standard. Maybe you could also add in an onboarding video welcoming them into the experience, right? Also possibly maybe a voicemail from you saying, hey, welcome again to the process. And even a 7-day video that says, how was your first week? Do you have any questions?
100%. Yeah. So you actually just touched on something I was going to mention is feedback.
Mm.
So if we go back to a party, right? Of course, you want to make sure that everything is set up and you want to say, hey, you having a good time? But like every hour and a half, you're going to want to check the chip bowl. You're going to want to check whether you have enough cups. You're going to want to check everything. So this is where feedback from clients becomes important. So Matthew, you mentioned 7-day. I think the 28-day mark, the 30-day mark is really important because a client is going to know after a month with you whether they're going to have a hell of a ride for the next 2 months if you have a 3-month front end offer, or whether they're like, oh my God, I can't believe I paid this woman for 3 months. This has been awful. So feedback from clients, again, set up at regular intervals, but also feedback from maybe other coaches about what they're doing. Guys, no one has the world's best coaching program, right? Like I'm currently in a place where I'm learning from other coaches. So you have a party, but like you see your neighbors also having a party, but you see maybe they brought in a live band versus a DJ. And you're like, I wonder if that's something I could incorporate. How much would it be, right? Like how long do they stay, whatever. Always be open to receiving constructive criticism, maybe harsh criticism, and just feedback in general from other people in the industry, and more than anything, your clients.
That is amazing, Jaime. I want to share something that someone else shared to me last week on Friday that actually kind of goes off of what you just shared. It was beautiful. And it's actually on this like transparency thing that you just mentioned, which is beautiful. There's someone I was speaking to. He's been in the industry for almost 30 years. You know him very well, Jaime, from Status.
Yeah.
And he said, Matt, one thing I respect about you guys in TRM is you don't say you're the number one.
Mm. Yeah.
He said, that shows me you have a growth mindset with your business.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's funny. I was like, what do you mean? Like, tell me more about what you mean. He's like, you see coaches out there that say they're the number one. And it's like, they're so portrayed about their number one that they almost close off what, like you mentioned how you went to a party and saw this DJ playing. You're just like, oh, that's not a bad idea. If we can incorporate that into the business model, because you're opening the mind.
Yeah.
So that kind of goes into opening your client experience to how can we make it better.
Yeah. And I want to also say that I know that that's hard because we never want to assume that someone's not having a good time at our party.
Exactly.
Right. So often we don't check on our people, right? And you know what happens? They Irish goodbye. They just leave.
Mm-hmm.
Or they say, hey, like this was an awful party. Can I have my $5 entry fee back? And that hurts us. But again, if you just rip the Band-Aid off and agree with Matthew that you're not the number one coach, and you might not be, and you might not have the number one program yet, but you're so open to feedback, then very soon, my friends, you might be able to say you are the number one coaching program. But you have to be okay being told you're not the best in order to become the best.
I love that. Was a great share, Jaime. And you're exactly correct. It's like opening yourself up to learn what is in your client experience, and also what can you improve in your client experience from learning from others out there. Yep. And then keep making it better for your clients, because everything in the world is evolving right now at a rapid pace.
Yeah.
But like you said, if we go back to the client journey and ask right now, how is it going? How are the numbers showing with people coming in? And then how are these people feeling when they're coming in? Are they dropping off or staying in? And get the feedback you mentioned.
Totally. Yeah. Yep. Next point is get them results. There's a reason they came to you. I get it. You have an amazing community and they loved your vibe from Instagram and they really just want to hang out with you. But at the end of the day, friends, regardless of what you call yourself, you're still a personal trainer. Mm-hmm. You're still someone who was hired and paid money to solve a problem. You cannot just muck around at your party. You're still responsible to get people results. So that includes upgrading your education, your resources, your tools, or spending the money to hire an assistant coach or somebody else or a registered dietitian for your team to do that work. People still need to lose weight. They still need to gain muscle. They still have to increase their confidence. You cannot just scoop by on automations and systems and fun videos and client retreats. You need to do the work.
So question, Jaime, this is amazing. What's something in your business in the last month or two that maybe you've added or improved in your own client journey that's made an impact so far with your clients? Has anything changed for you?
Yeah, I'll tell you, Matthew, I was resistant to it at first because I was like, it's another thing for me. I put my clients in a WhatsApp group chat.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yep. I am removed from it. And I told them that from the outset. I said, guys, go mingle with each other. I'm just here because it's essentially like, so all of the coaches have one, right? There's team KF for Katie. There's team JF. There's Danny's team, Asia's team, and Lexi's team. And now we're all congruent because all coaches have a WhatsApp group chat. I am no better or lesser than my other coaches. I was just like, man, as a CEO, like what business do I have happen? But I have 22 freaking amazing, super chatty ladies who are going to stick around for the community, even if it's not just for me and my programming. So that's one thing I've upgraded is allowing my clients the ability to just communicate with each other and not keep them in isolated pockets where they only speak to coach and the Facebook group. They finally get to see there are other people just like them on my team.
Oh, that's so good, Jaime. So you mentioned how you removed yourself. So is that more of like you let them have their group, you remove yourself out of the group and almost have that community for them, right?
Yeah. So I am still in the group because it's like under my WhatsApp umbrella, but when do I pop in? I pop in if Icon Meals is having a sale. And I was like, hey guys, just letting you know, for those of you traveling this month or really busy with kids stuff towards the end of the school year, like use Boost 30 for Icon Meals. Or, hey, First Form is having a thing. Or, hey, we're officially launching the Filer Fitness Retreat in October. Please vote on one of these 3 locations. But like, besides that, that's the only time I chat with them if I need feedback or want to share.
So what's cool about that, Jaime, is you have boundaries, right? There's boundaries in there. There's more of this community you have with a boundary. So have you been able to really keep that boundary with this new process for you really intact well for you?
Yeah. Because again, I only pop in there if I need to get almost like an announcement. Like, at school, you have your teacher and you've got your classmates, but like the PA system only goes off if there's an important announcement. I'm just the PA system for this group. Other than that, obviously teacher gets one-on-one time with student, but it's mostly the students intermingling.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. See, guys, we're always learning new things. I love it.
Yeah. And again, that thing that you are so resistant to or think you don't have time for or is beneath you, it might end up being an amazing thing for your business.
Wow. That's beautiful, Jaime. Which kind of connects to like how you've made them feel. They felt connected with each other in your business model.
Yeah. And again, it's also a value add. Hey, what do you get? You get a public Facebook community, a private WhatsApp group chat, and the one-on-one time with me. There is no lack of support in the inner outer strength system.
Look at that, guys. Take notes.
Yeah. Okay. So client journey. What's funny, and it almost like ties in perfectly with the end of our podcast, is we've talked about the beginning, right? What happens preceding a client entering your system. We've talked about fulfillment and nurturing. Matthew, the client's journey doesn't end just because they finish their 3, 6, 12 months, 24 months. You have to give them a great exit. I don't know why they're saying like a great view of your business, even when they're done, right? Like people have come back into TRM because as soon as they said, you know what, Matthew, it's not worth it, or I can't pay for it anymore, or I did what I had to do. You weren't like middle finger, bye, I can do better. You're like, I'm always here for you. I'm going to shoot you an email in 90 days to make sure you're still kicking ass. You check on your people and they come back.
Yeah.
Because that's still part of the journey, right? Like I've left my mom. I left home when I was 18, but my mom and I text every day. She's still part of my journey. Even if I don't live in her home, we're still family, right? Obviously, your clients are still family, even though they leave your system.
So true, Jamie. Oh man, it's beautiful you share that, because exactly how we want our clients to feel when they've gone through a 6 month or a 12 month is like, hey, what's your next step? And your next step might be, having going from 2 calls to 3, one coaching call a month. It could be one
Mm,
coaching call a quarter. It could be just the group calls or
yeah.
just the engine. That's totally fine. We want to see what best serves you.
Yeah.
One thing I believe in my heart, Jamie, big time, is I always believe we all should have some kind of a coach,
Yeah.
in our
100%.
corner, right? This might not be a business. It could be a life coach. It could be a filer coach. It could be a TRM coach. And only because we both know how life and distractions come. So a client journey experience is also taking that client, not babysitting them, but guiding them, giving them support, and
Yeah.
also challenging them in a loving way to keep them on point when
100%.
needed,
Yep.
to really help them win in their client journey and in their life and their businesses.
That's it. That is it. That is it. And just, be a good human. Don't leave a bad taste in their mouth. Even if they took it out on you and you knew it was actually the divorce that they're going through and not your coaching program, but they blame your coaching program, kill them with kindness, right? Give them the honey, not the vinegar, and they will come back.
The honey and the vinegar. That's a good one, James. Look at this party, honey and vinegar, the tips and the bathrooms.
Yeah. There you
Like
go.
this is beautiful. Like I'm intrigued.
Amazing. Amazing. Any last pearls of wisdom, Matthew?
I think this sums up a really very beautiful podcast for us. I want you to enjoy your travel right now. You're always learning something, Jamie. And it's cool to bounce ideas off. So guys, take notes on this.
Amazing. Guys, thank you so much for listening. If you like what you heard, make sure you rate, you share, you subscribe, you tag us on social media. We are at Trainer Revenue Multiplier. If you have any questions or comments about our system, please feel free to email either Matthew or myself. And we just really look forward to hearing from you. So until next episode, just have the best rest of your day.
I'm not going to flex because you right now are competing for a show. So you'd really make me look bad. But I will say I'm flexing under my shirt.
Perfect.
Okay.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Have fun, James.